industry. Know what you need? Actually, we don't have enough time to go over everything you need. One of them is an attitude adjustment, and the other one's more retro top-down racing games like this one. Only if you could make them better than this one, that'd be great. Come on, please. It's rockin' racing off-road for the Nintendo Wii U. I asked very nicely. So obviously I'm a fan of these games, which is probably the reason we don't see more of these games. Whatever, gaming industry. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Everyone's real impressed with all your stupid brown shooters. So obviously when I downloaded this freaking thing, I was pretty stoked. I mean, look at it. This is a top-down racing game. And there's color and fun and local multiplayer. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and the worst physics since that day Bill Nye went to work drunk. Freaking Bill Nye swilling rye. Anyway, speaking of drunk scientists, this is a retro top-down racing game. You push A to accelerate, use the directions to steer, and boom! You're off to the races, baby. You have 4 cups, each with 4 tracks, as well as a time trial for each of those tracks. Multiplayer for up to 5 players. Simple package for a simple game with simple gameplay, and that's awesome. And it's almost awesome. As long as you don't crash, not even once. Which is kind of like real driving, actually. So it's all enjoyable and everything, but then, you crash into one old lady, then party's over. So before I just get really depressed, let's talk about what the game gets right. Because there's actually a bunch of stuff it gets right. For starters, I love the look. Everything's bright and colorful. It's almost got this, kind of like a toy-like quality to it. Just looks great. And actually, if you look really closely, you can also see these tiny little people on some of the tracks, jumping up and down. And they almost look pixelated. Whether that's deliberate or by accident, it doesn't matter. It creates this awesome contrast to the game's otherwise 3D look. Now, I'd like a bit more variety in terms of the locations of the tracks, but all in all, the graphics and the sound, it's all well done. Now, of course, the highlight of the game, by far, is the multiplayer. Play this thing with 5 other people, it's almost impossible not to have fun with it. Even though the game seems to try to prevent that from happening, but nonetheless, it's fun despite itself. I mean, there's a certain chaos to these games that's kind of just inherent to the genre, but still, it's always fun. And in fact, if you're looking for some great multiplayer games that are simple enough for everyone to just be able to jump right in, well, Rockin' Racing Off-Road is one of them. Or at least, it's almost one of them. See, there are just a couple problems that really hold this thing back. And the first one, as we alluded to earlier, are the physics. I mean, the entire game's just, man, it is way too slidey. I mean, it's kind of like you're driving on the moon or something. Doesn't matter if you're taking a turn or hitting a ramp, whatever. You're going to slide all over the place. And not even slide. You're going to tumble and bounce and roll and generally defy the laws of gravity, or at the very least, gravity as it exists here on Earth. And the only person that'll tell you this is how gravity's supposed to work is, again, if Bill Nye is completely fucking wasted. I mean, cool dude, but not a great advisor for a racing game. What all that means, unfortunately, is that if you crash, you're probably screwed. I mean, there's no margin for error in this game. And the worst part is, when someone does finish, that's when the rest of the cars that starts on a timer. So if you don't finish before time's up, you're counted out and you get no points for that round. Which means it's going to be almost impossible to win the cup, which makes the rest of it pointless. Oh, and if you try to restart, it restarts the entire cup. So, well, that's great. Oh, and you know what else? When I say the entire cup, I mean literally there's one entire cup in this entire game. All 4 cups have the same 4 tracks, only they might change the obstacles or reverse the direction, but they're mostly pretty much kind of the same 4 tracks. But that isn't even the worst part. The worst part is that the America Cup includes Canada and Brazil, and hey, Rockin' Racing Off-Road. Those places aren't America. Don't apologize to me, apologize to America. Actually, and then apologize to me, because these physics are just the worst. If you broke down this review, lap by lap, that would be a pretty weird thing to do. but you would get some pretty interesting results if you did it. You'd find that on one lap, oh, this game was hauling ass and burning gas, baby. But then on the next lap, it crashes into a tire, like one tire. And then it's back on track and chirping Brodies, whatever that means. And then it crashes into a tire, like one tire. That's the story of this game. I mean, with tighter controls and some more content, this might have been a great retro racer. I mean, that's literally all it needed. Unfortunately, it's got neither of those things. Apparently, you just can't find those things on the moon. It's Rockin' Racing Off-Road for the Nintendo Wii U.
Congratulations!